I feel like I'm the luckiest man alive. I feel like I got to sit in on my own funeral. Everyone says such great things about you, and to be able to hear it is very humbling, I can tell you that. I am the lucky man. I have always been privileged to be surrounded by a fantastic team of people that are doing the real work, and I get to stand there and cheer them on. And that's what I really like to do most of all. So I want you to send me to Raleigh so I can cheer some. I want to thank One Lane Bridge for the music tonight, and I hope we'll have some more after the speaking's over. They've done a wonderful job, but they're a very special group for many reasons. Laura Russell is a speech pathologist. She's the lead singer with Craven County Schools, and we're very proud of her. And Laura's mother retired from the Media Center at Trent Park Elementary. And her husband, Daryl's mom, is a TA, a teacher assistant, retired from Vanceburg Farm Life. So even the music tonight is brought to you by education. And we love it. I'd also like to take a minute to thank Nelson and Dee and Whit. I'll even throw in PJ. He's quite a manager, I have to tell you that. And I see Terry is here. And thank you for being here tonight. We have a number of elected officials, and I'm not going to recognize everyone, but I'm just going to say how much I appreciate each of you being here, the work that we've been able to do together, the work that we'll continue to do together. And our team, you'll see many of them in the blue shirts, red, white, and blue. No, red, white, and barbecue, sorry. Red and white. PJ made me do it. But anyway, what a team there. You know, one thing I never realized, when you're running for an office, a higher office, the people that will step up and work so incredibly hard on your behalf. And you just, honestly, you don't feel like you're worth it. It's hard to be worth it when you see those kinds of efforts. And you just wonder, why would people put so much time and effort into someone who's probably not the best candidate, but in this particular race, the only candidate, and therefore, I appreciate it very much. We have a broad group here. I know we have Pamlico County represented. Where's Pamlico County? Thank you. Jenny, I haven't seen you since the first grade. We have Carr County here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we appreciate you for being here. And teachers. Yes, well, I'm giving you that. Craven County. Thank you. Jones County. I know we have Jones County here. I don't know about Onslow. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who made the trip to be here. We appreciate it so much. And I tell you, we want an event like this in Pamlico. We want an event like this in Carteret. We can do it. And the energy that comes out of this is what drives us, I'm sure, as candidates and as a group. Now, the group we're highlighting tonight, who are our educators? Anyone associated with education. It doesn't matter the role. Stand up. Let's celebrate our educators. Past, present, future. Thank you. Thank you. It is fun to be able to celebrate educators. And my message probably running for Senate shouldn't be all about education, but tonight it can be. It's 60% of our state budget. And I think it's the important 60%. And by golly, tonight we're going to talk about education. And all the other things are important too. But our educators, they came and they asked me to consider running. And I want to tell you what happened. I went home and I talked with Pat about it. And we got to the end of the conversation realizing that I'm being called. That is, it's a lot to step up to. But when you realize that someone is putting their hand on your shoulder and calling you, you have to say yes. And you have to work with what you bring. You can't bring more than what you are, but you can try to be the best at that. And so, I know that I'm called. When I think about our teachers, and I think about the job that I'd like to do in Raleigh, the number one thing is to restore respect for educators. You know, the discussion always ends up being a little bit about salary, and it's the last thing that educators want to talk about. But when you've been denied so long, and then suddenly, miraculously, right before an election, you get anointed, if you're lucky enough to be at the right level, we know of people that are seasoned, veteran teachers that are getting 30 or 40 cents increase a month, and the public thinks they got 7%, and that's sinful. It appalls me. I want to go and do something about that. But salaries is only a small part of it. When you work and spend the hours that they do, you deserve the compensation. And if we as public don't give it to them, we shut off all those avenues of other people who could be great educators even looking at the field. Did you know that in many of our schools, our major university education schools, the enrollment today is down 50%? And we do not have enough people coming through to start with. So we have to go out of state and bring people in. Well, thank goodness we are able to do that. But you know, the Duke study showed that the educators educated through the University of North Carolina system, all the schools together, actually outperform all other groups. And that's a solid assessment. You know we have the test data. We can look at that. We can't be doing to our educators and our potential educators what's being done to them so that the spigot is cut off and we're not filling these classrooms with highly qualified people. And I want to work on that. Also, advanced degrees. I was in business and industry. You know, people told me that in business and industry, just because you got an advanced degree didn't get you an automatic increase. Well, I was there long enough to know that's not the truth. When you have advanced degrees, you have advanced opportunities. And there are so many ways that that's reflected upon in your pay scale. And that we don't recognize that we want our people constantly going back and retooling themselves. National board certification, advanced degrees in the field that they're in. How critical that is. It builds energy. It reinvigorates. That's what you do in business and industry. Why in the world can't we apply? They keep wanting us to apply business and industry to education. What about that as an example? And then the other thing. You know, with all the budget cuts, no matter what comes out of Raleigh, we have in Creighton County alone, $1 million decrease in the funding we've got for teacher assistants. Teacher assistants are paraprofessionals. It's not, somebody has this idea that it's back in some day long gone by where it's photocopying something. It's not that at all. They are paraprofessionals. They are hand in hand with the teacher to make sure every child gets time that they require to be able to accomplish their studies, their learning, their reading, someone to coach them. They're critically important. Am I the only one that believes that? Why in the world can't the people in Raleigh understand that? I'm not going to go on and on forever. I sometimes can. Ask Pat. We save that for the kitchen table. And here's one of them right here. And I want to work together, and we'll be a powerful voice. And we already support George Graham and the work that he's doing, and he told us personally he needs help. And the other person that represents part of our area is John Bell. John leans a little bit different way than Whit and I do. But we've engaged him in conversation time and time again, and we can work together. And isn't that what you want? It shouldn't be about D's and R's. It should be about working for the common good of all the people in North Carolina. I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to leave a thing out. It's so good. It's about, in the final analysis, it's about our principles. And you know there are people all around us, it doesn't matter what your letter is, that have common values, Eastern North Carolina values, value education, value our environment, that we should all be joining hand in hand and making a change and taking us back to where we need to be, on the right track. And we can do it. But I'll need your help when we get there. Because I think it's already pretty well established that I have a few qualifications, but I don't know a whole lot about anything. I know a little bit about a lot of things, and there's a whole lot I don't know. And if we're all joined together, and you'll help us, and you'll make sure we understand, the one thing that we will take to the table, and I think I'm speaking collectively here because we work together, is we listen. We try to understand the issue. And we've already talked with Sierra Club, and they said right up front, look, we know you won't vote our way every time, but you will listen to us. I believe in good science, good practice. That comes out of my business and engineering background. Without good science, you make bad decisions. That's what's been going on the last 4 years. Without good practice, you do crazy things like pass fracking without even knowing what the contaminants you're pumping into the earth are. Right. And for us here in Eastern North Carolina, I hope everyone understands we're downstream. Yeah. We don't get the benefits of the gas, but we get whatever they put in the water, and it comes right to us. It affects our shellfish. It affects our fish life. It affects our environment, our tourism, every direction you turn. So I'm not saying I'm going to stand up against anything, but I want to know that we're following good science and good practice and putting safeguards in to protect us all. I think my days in the chemical industry make me shake a little bit, because I can tell you I'm comfortable with y'all tonight. I think what it comes down to is we're together to be the difference that we want to make. And I want to be part of that in Raleigh on your behalf and make that difference. I want to be with Whitley. I want to be with Graham, George Graham, and we'll be with Mr. Bell too. And we will make a difference for Eastern North Carolina. And the one thing that you'll have that you don't have now is a voice in Raleigh. Not a voice from Raleigh. I don't want to get negative, but I'm going to tell you I am against fairy tolls. That's our bridge. I am for Cherry Point. That's our livelihood. I am for Tryon Palace and everything historical. So that we know where we came from, so that we know where we're going. I'm for our tourism industry. Thank goodness we have it. And I'm absolutely for our environment down east, because we're all down east. Okay, I've stepped up. I'm going to answer the call. But now I need your help. For our educators, in these 3 counties. Because of my role, I don't talk politics in school. That would be inappropriate. But I certainly hope that you will be spreading the good word about at least one person who will stand up for you in every single school, because I need every education vote. I can't leave any on the table. This is going to be a tough race. I need you to stand by me as your candidate, and I'm thrilled that each of you are here tonight. And I feel the energy, and I feel you doing that. I need to ensure that everyone involved in education knows what is at stake. We cannot take one more year